I've come down to a canal today. This is the Erewash Canal in Ilkeston. Just trying to blow off some winter cobwebs really. The fish have hopefully starting to wake up a little bit now. I know I've caught some pike today that have had leeches on them still, so they're still in that kind of winter period, but I'm just trying to cast a few searching lures to see if they are actually woken up. It's been a great change today because I've had a winter of fishing Ned rigs and creature baits slow along the bottom. So I wanted to come out today and show you what you need to change as the weather starts changing, starts to warm up, to try and get those extra few bites at this time of year. So this time of year when the fish are waking up, and I'm looking to kind of use what I like to call searching lures to try and kind of spark a bite or kind of invigorate the fish into chasing what I'm chucking at them. There are three kind of lures I like to use. The first one are crankbaits. So I've got a selection of crankbaits I've been trying today. This one in particular is it's called the Shad Rap Elite. Great little lure. It's got a lovely kind of nose to it that's squared off, that helps get down to the depths you're trying to get the lure to really quickly. But because it's got a balsa construction as well, it's on the pause, it kind of slowly kind of rises through the water. So you can get above those snags, but two, you can keep the lure in that strike zone. That's been a really good lure today, and in that chrome pattern as well, or that pearl pattern rather. It's been a fantastic lure, that. If the pike are really having it and I just want to use a lure that's got a bit more action to it, I use this lure, which is the jointed Shad Rap. This is the 5cm version, and this is the chrome colour. I love this kind of mirrored effect on it. It's got a great rattle as well. It imitates what the pike are feeding on, the roach, any kind of fry, things like that. And they absolutely crunch these lures. It's been a really good lure today. Quite a sunny day, so the sun's reflecting off this lure really well, and yeah, it's a surefire winner, that one. Another new lure that I've been trying as well is the X-Lite. This is the deep version, a tiny lure, but it's a bit better for perch, this one. I've cast this a few times. It's not been super effective today, but I've had a couple of perch in it already. Again, some really nice realistic colours, and when the fish are really switched on the small fry, this is a great lure. It's not been quite, as I said, it's not been quite as good today. I've not seen as many pin fry on the surface. But it's another lure I like to use on canals. It doesn't dive super deep, so you can stay away from the snags and keep in that strike zone. So that's crankbaits. Another great searching lure, which everyone is familiar with, is the spinner. And it's on a nice steady retrieve. You kind of let it sink for 2 or 3 seconds. Flick it up off the bottom, nice steady retrieve, and the amount of bites you get on these are incredible. They worked 30 years ago and they work today just as well. A nice silver colour there is what I like to use, or a copper. Again, anything that kind of imitates a roach or a rudd. Last but not least, going into rubber lures. There's a nice shad pattern there. That's the jointed minnow from Storm. It's got perch stripes down the side, but anything that kind of resembles a minnow, or what the bait fish should be feeding on, or what the pike are feeding on rather, you're trying to resemble a bait fish. And as you can see there, just by holding that, that's got loads of action in the tail. And again, it's been a great lure today, just kind of flicking that off the bottom, pausing it, and the amount of times the fish have hit as it's just dropping down, it's been deadly. So kind of taking you through the lures I'm using today at this time of year on canals when trying to track down these fish quickly. So I'll talk a little bit about the rest of the setup as well. You don't need to go too sophisticated with your rod. I mean, you can get away with a lighter outfit if you want. I mean, I'm only casting lures up to kind of say 10 grams in size, so I kind of match that with a rod that is in the kind of 5 to 15 gram casting range. You can use a spinning setup as well, or spinning reel. I prefer to use a bait caster, kind of using the bait caster over the last couple of years, and I'm starting to get used to it myself as well. And yeah, I just find you get kind of more connection with the lure of a bait caster. So that's basically the rod and the reel setup. braid on that, straight direct to the reel, is £15. And that goes straight down to a fluorocarbon leader of about 2 foot in length, £7 breaking strain. Into that goes my trace, which is simply, I mean, I make my own traces using a knottable wire called Black Flex. And I just simply take that, do like a simple overhand loop knot for the swivel and for the lure clip. And away you go, it's as simple as that. I can't stress enough how important it is to have a trace as well when you're pike fishing. It's very important. A lot of people like to use fluorocarbon leaders or heavy fluorocarbon leaders, but just for that extra safety, just a small 6-inch section of wire is all you need. Right, so we've given it 10-15 minutes here, not had a bite yet. That's all I want to do today, just spend 5 or 10 minutes in each place, keep walking, and see if we can track down the fish. Well, after a really long winter of fishing, lures really slow along the bottom to get bites. It's been great coming out today to try some crankbaits and spinners and various other fry imitation lures to try and see if the fish have woken up and really get them moving. It's been great today. Been trying out some new cranks from Rapala, including the Countdown Elite. A great little lure that dives really deep. It's got a bolster construction as well, so it floats on the paws or suspends on the paws, and these little beauties have been absolutely nailing them. Just as I've been suspending in the water, loads and loads of little bites from these and little perch as well. It's been good fun today. So I'm going to slip this one back and see if we can get another one.